course, my dependent variable, and the file that I've shared with you, the dependent variable is the sales price of house. I'm talking about the Excel file, and that we are going to do in a moment from now. And as you can understand, the sales price, which is my dependent variable, it is dependent upon variety of thing, which we are calling as X or independent variable. Now, if you open the Excel file, you will find that in the Excel file that we have chosen, there are sets of independent variables. And what are these independent variables? The first thing that you will see, if I'm looking into my independent variable, which I'm calling as X, I have square feet, I have year built, I have lot size, and I have beds and bathroom. So as you can see, in this particular case, when we are doing the data analysis, this is the simplest form of data analytics, where we are trying to explain what determines the price of any house. Okay, by the way, this is a real data that I collected when we were a graduate student. So ideally, in terms of expectation, the square feet is going to be positively related. Why? Because the bigger the size of the house, the more is the price. Year built can be both positive or negatively related. Why negatively related? Because some people think that the older the house is, the value of the house has depreciated. On the other hand, some other people may feel that the older the house is, there is some antique value associated with the house. So depending upon which group of people you are belonging to, and because we are talking about the US housing market, there are some villa with a antique value. So year built can take both positive as well as negative value when it comes to the sales price of the house in terms of the relationship. Lot size, again, we would expect the higher the lot size. So the difference between square feet and lot size is, in addition to the built up area, how much more free area you have for gardening activities. So that is the lot size. In the US house, there are also swimming pool and things like that. So the bigger the lot size, the more is the price. The larger the number of bedroom, the more is the price. And bathroom, again. So these are the expected sign, and these are not necessarily going to be, when you run the regression, you might be surprised that you might not be getting such expected sign that we a priori have in our mind. Okay, so in the previous class, is this thing fine? So in the previous class, what we are doing, we were actually trying to look into this dependent variable, which is the sales price of the house, which I just now explained, in terms of various independent variable. And what I said is y equal to alpha plus, because in our case, how many independent variables are there? There are 5 independent variables. So I can write this equation as b1 x1, b2 x2, b3 x3 plus beta 5 x5 plus error. Now, guys, can you just mute yourself because there was some noise at the back. So as you can see that my dependent variable, which is the price of the house, it's depend upon sets of independent variable. And what I said in the previous class, now why you think that we have considered this error? Because there can be other factors in addition to what we just now discussed. For instance, we have taken only these 5 variables, but there can be other variables. For instance, the locality. If you go and stay in Europe for some point of time, you will find that the price of the house is dependent on which side of the road that house is located. Because in one side you get access to a better school and hospitals, because usually what happens in France or other countries, you are mapped to a particular school and hospital in terms of the locality that you stay, So if you are on the right side of the street, you belong to a different locality which might give you access to better school and other hospitals, and which also influence the price of house. But for this simple case, we have only considered what I just now said, square feet. We have considered lot size. We have considered bedroom, bathroom, and so on and so forth. And yet there are other variables which we have not considered, which we are saying that they are in the error terms. Okay. Now some of the other assumption that we made is whenever we have this alpha plus beta 1 x1 plus beta, in our case I'm just writing, I have beta 5 x5 plus error. So this component is I am calling as y hat. Y hat means what? This is the estimated sales price of my house. Now, and this is the actual sales price. This is my actual sales price. Now, you as a data analyst, or you as a modeler, or you as a researcher, your success or failure depends upon how well you are going to forecast the price of house, right? Because, and the moment I say that how well you are going to forecast the price of house, few things comes to our mind is, am I able to include the right variables, because I have included the lot size, I have included the square feet, I have included the number of bedrooms, I have included number of bathrooms, I have also included the year built. But it might so happen some of these variables, among the variables which we have chosen, some of these variables are not actually impacting the price of house, and therefore should I actually start dropping those variables, and why? Because, and that's why I ask you guys to read the first 2 chapters. You will see that the better forecast means the difference between y and y hat is minimum, meaning the more the difference, the less is the robustness of our model. Okay, so in this case, what is the objective? The objective is to minimize.
Sorry, Nilendra.
Sir,
we can't see your display.
You cannot see my display?
It's showing data analytics sales price of house.
Can you see the display?
Yes, sir. Now it
is. Yes. Now we can see, sir.
Were you able to see this file?
Yes, sir. Dependent variables equal to x independent variables.
Even when we said that, what are the independent variable that we chose? So basically, we were trying to explain So the Excel file that I have shared, whenever you don't see the display, please ask me, because otherwise I will just keep on saying. And so in the Excel file that I have shared with you the square feet data, number of bedroom, bathroom, lot size, and year built. So these are my independent variable, and my dependent variable was the sales price of the house, right? Are you able to see the screen? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So in the process, we also made some more assumption, which is whenever we are trying to do the data analytics class, please understand the sense of the data analysis is to forecast. Now, forecast on the basis of my independent variable. These are the independent variable that we just now spoken about, because in my case I have 5 independent variable. And the example I was giving you about the price of house in downtown Paris depends upon which side of the house you are trying to build, is basically trying to tell you that it is not possible for us as a researcher to take into account all the independent variable. And therefore, the variable that we are left out with is called the error terms. Is it clear up to this point? Now, in the previous class, we also said that there are very few basic assumptions in this model, which is I have a constant term and we are calling this thing whole as y hat. So what is the forecast error that we are talking about? Forecast error in this case is y less y hat, which is nothing but my error terms. Now, if you are a successful modeler, your job is to how to minimize the sum of square of error. Why I am using the word sum of square of error? Because error can be both positive and negative, and if I'm adding the positive and negative error together, anyway it's going to be 0, and therefore technically I should minimize the square of sum of errors, because if I do that, basically I'm talking about the error which are getting generated are smaller in size. Is it clear? So rather than, so some of the basic assumption of this, of the model is one, I have to minimize sum of square of error. So why not error? Because as I said, y minus y hat, let's say that I have 4 observations, and in one case I'm getting -4, -8, minus +4, and +8. And in another case, I'm getting, this is my error, let's say this is in one sample, sample 1. In the second sample, sample 2, I'm getting my error as -8, -12, +12, +8, you know. So although in terms of forecast error, this sample is having a lower amount of forecast error, but yet if I'm actually taking the sum of error, I'm getting the same result, whether I'm talking about sample 1 or sample 2. Okay, and therefore it is advisable that if I were to choose sample 1, which has got a better forecasting ability, technically I should do actually the square of the sum of square of errors, because if I do the square of errors and then I add, of course the square of error for E1 is going to be much less than the square of error for E2. Is it clear? So whenever we are trying to, any question, please ask. So whenever we are trying to estimate any equation, we use this principle of minimizing the sum of square of error. Okay, and the sum of square of error is something that varies from sample to sample. Okay, so what are the other assumption that we made in this particular class, in the previous class? Anyone? One is to minimize the sum of square of error, and the methodology which gives me minimum sum of square of error is called what we are calling as OLS, ordinary least square. Okay, so if we use this method, which is the simplest or the starting point of data analytics, it's like saying that I am starting to understand mathematics in terms of addition and subtraction. When you are starting the data analytics, you start with this methodology, ordinary least square, where they start with the basic idea of that the forecast value or the forecast error should be as minimum as possible. Is it clear? So basically, let's say I have few data. In this case, I'm trying to look into the sales price of the house, and the data which I've shared gives you data for 50 different, if you look into the count number of data I've collected, it refers to the price of 50 such houses. Okay, where, so in a sample, in the sample or in the Excel file, let's call this sample 1, I have sales price data for 50 house. Okay, okay, and I'm trying to predict the sales price given my independent variable. Now what happens is, when you are predicting, few things can happen. Let's assume these are my actual price of the house. Okay, this one which I'm writing as dotted line. These are, so I will have 50 such dotted line. Okay, now, so on the y-axis I have the sales price, and on the x-axis I have all this x variable, which I am calling as independent variable, which is actually explaining the price of the house, right? So for instance, if I have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedroom, what is the average price of house? So this is what we are getting. Now this is the actual price. Let's say that the actual price of the house is given by this blue colored dotted line. Now when you fit the regression result, basically I get a line like this. This is my y hat. So this line this is my estimated price of the house. This will become clear once we start or once we run the regression. So what it is telling you, that going by my model, my y hat is, let's say, 0.1 million US dollar, but in actuality, I find that the price of the house is 1.5 million, So this difference is what we are calling as the error, okay? Is it making sense? Please ask the
Sir.
question. Any
Yes,
question?
sir.
Any question? Okay. So basically, what we are saying. So let me ask you a very simple question. Let's say that I give you the price of Reliance stock over the last 1 month, and this what type of price I am giving you? I am giving you a daily price of Reliance stock, okay? And I ask you that what is your best guess as what would be the price of the Reliance stock tomorrow? What would be your answer? So I have given you Reliance stock, and I have the price of the Reliance stock over the 1 month, So over 1 month means if market are not getting traded on Saturday and Sunday, so if I take out this in total 8 days, because in a month there are 4 weeks, so 8 days it is not traded, so roughly around 23 data point I am giving you, 23 or 22 data point I am giving you, and asking you that given this observation about the price of Reliance stock over the last 1 month, what is your best guess as what would be the price of Reliance stock tomorrow? How will you proceed?
Sir, may I try, sir? Sir.
And don't call me sir, Nilanjan da, or Nilanjan.
Yeah.
Nilanjan da, yeah. Batao.
I think she's gone on mute.
Oh. So Praveen, what do you think? What is your best
I
guess?
think, sir, my guess would be like if it is moving on a single, if the pattern is on an upward curve, then obviously we'll have to see what is the, what is the pattern, and then we'll be able to guess. But we don't have any other variables which is.
Okay, so let me make your life simpler. Let's say that forget about over the last 23 days. Let's say I give you the price of Reliance stock over the last 4 days. So let's say that last 4 days ऐसे behave कर रहा था. Just I'm taking as an example, although the price may be different than what I just wrote. So let's say that I gave you the price of the Reliance stock for the last 4 days, and I'm asking you, as a smart individual, what would be the best estimate or guess for you for the 5th day?
Sir, I see that the pattern is like the 4th day the rate has come down. So obviously we'll have to also see if the market generally is in a bad mood, or
no, but I'm asking you today. I'm not.
No, if it's
I am asking you. Let's say this is the stock price on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today market is closed. I'm asking you, Praveen, what is your best guess about the Reliance stock when the market open on Monday, and you have no idea whether the market will open up or down,
Correct.
But as a someone from the scientific community, is there any way I can take the best guess?
It is looking like a declining trend, so probably it will be somewhere around 2100.
Not necessarily true, because if you look into money control, and they give you the number of day the stock is moving up or down. In some days you will find that this is green. In some days you will find this is
correct.
A red. So red are the days where it has actually come down. Green are the days where it has gone up. So therefore, I cannot say with surety what would be the price. But as I said that as someone coming from data analytics background, I can still say something which makes sense. लोकेंद्र,
Yes, yes, sir.
हाँ बताओ.
The trend is declining.
क्या?
Trend is declining.
Ranges. What about Sumita?
Seema, sir.
Seema, yeah.
I was also saying the same, that looking at the trend, it seems it's declining. May the market opens at a lower price what it is on the 4th day.
So ideally, what I would say, what you are calling as trend, ideally I would take the average price for the last 5 days, and that would be my best estimate for the 5th day. So that is, so the 5th day's best estimate would be summation of this over 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is my best estimate, and you can check it, because when you say the trend is going down or up, let's say you take a position that Monday market will open high, and therefore the best guess would be 2 to let's say 50, and Lokendra takes a position market will open low, and therefore the best guess for him would be 2100. Now invariably, and you can see it, you don't have to believe me, when we talk about the trend is basically the average of up and low, and therefore the trend is going to lie in between this, right? And this, when the market open, the actual price of Reliance stock, if I take the difference between the average and what is your estimate, you will find that if I take the difference between the average of the last 5 days price with the actual price, that difference is going to be less than the position that you are going to take, whether it is in terms of upward trend or in terms of downward trend. Is it clear? And this you can prove mathematically, that always the mean observation, the actual difference on a particular day will be less, because it is actually containing information over the last few data points, and therefore the best guess without doing any analysis for me would be just to take the trend value. What you are calling as the trend value is nothing but just to take the average price, and this price is also called the moving average price. This moving average price can be for the last 40 days, 30 days, or 7 days, depending upon what type of data analysis we are doing. Is it clear? Any question? Please ask question,
Yes.
because otherwise it will. So one option for me is to, I just take the average price, if I don't have any information. So I take the average price, what you are calling as the trend price or the trend value of the Reliance stock, right? Estimate is, I now try to model the price of Reliance stock as a function of, let's say, price earning ratio, as a function of return on investment, as a function of, let's say, operating cash flow, and there can be many other variables. Let's say that I fix my observation only on these 3 independent variables. So if I'm doing this, so this is the price of Reliance stock, just looking at the trend value over the last few days, where I'm taking the price as the average value. And the other thing is, I want to actually forecast the value of Reliance stock as a function of other parameters like price earning ratio. So if price earning ratio goes up, Reliance stock price is expected to go up or down? What do you guys think? So price is the stock price. So if the earning goes down and the stock price goes up, in the future Reliance price stock is going to go down, because without earning you cannot have the price going up. So I would expect to see a negative relationship. Likewise, return on investment, if it is better, I will see the stock price go up. Operating cash flow is something that the company is generating from its day-to-day business activity. If that is going up, again the price of stock will go up. But what we are trying to discuss here is, if it is simpler for us just to take the average value rather than taking y hat. Again, what is the difference between y hat with average value? Y hat is the price of the Reliance stock, which is expressed as a function of this other explanatory variable. Okay. On the other hand, y hat is the price of Reliance stock, which is looking into the past few values of the price in the market for Reliance stock, and then try to take the average and then commenting that is the. Now, whether we should take this or this depends upon, this is something we are going to determine in terms of F-test statistics, meaning that which one is a better predictor. Again, what is a better predictor? Better predictor is which one is giving me less error. So if the error by taking the estimated value is bigger than taking the mean value, then we will have to go for multiple regression. Okay, now let's try to work with the data, because otherwise it is not going to make much sense. So can you just open the data file which I shared with you? Let me open the data file. So I have shared this data file. आप लोग open करो. You can see the screen?
No, sir. We're talking about that house price Excel sheet, right?
Right.
Sales price one, right?
Sales price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can now see the screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
And were you able to see and follow what I was talking about for the last half an hour about
Yes.
y bar
Definitely.
and y hat and all this thing?
Yeah. Right.
And here are a few things that we also year built, lot size, bed and berth, right? Now which one should I take? Ideally should be governed by which one has the less sum of square of error, whether y minus y bar is giving me lesser sum of square of error in comparison to y minus y hat. Now luckily for us, there is something called F-test statistics, which help us to identify whether we should start with y bar or y hat. Clear up to this point? Any question?
Sir, y hat will be the error of the variable square feet, year built, lot size, and the other one, right?
So y hat is nothing but alpha plus beta 1 square feet, beta 2 year built, plus dot 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 plus beta 5 bathroom.
Okay.
Beta 3 year built, lot size, bedroom, bathroom, square feet. There are
and alpha is the error, right?
No, alpha is the constant.
Alpha is constant.
Constant. Okay.
This is the error. Error are
Okay.
something which we have not considered into this model. What are this something? Some people want the house to be southeast open. Some people want that it should have some locality or location. Some people think that this house should be also be further away from the downtown, So all this thing included in this model. This will be part of error. Now before
But what is the constant value that we'll have to come up? How do we come up with the constant value?
So what it is saying that this constant value is nothing but y bar, because if you think very carefully,
it's a mean. It's a mean.
It's a mean, because if you think very carefully, if all these things goes to 0, if all my explanatory variable are 0, I am left out with the mean value.
Y hat is
mean value, yeah. So
y hat is estimated value that you told.
No, not y hat, alpha. Y hat is the estimated value. Y bar is the mean value.
Mean value.
तो यहाँ पे mean value क्या होगा? If I go into this,
we'll add all y's number divided by 51.
So you have a function, no? Average.
Yeah. So you take E equal to average, ऐसे करके
B2 to B51. A2, sorry. A2.
Oh, divide by 50.
No, it will give automatically.
Yeah, this is the automatic. ये जब 15899.2.7 आ गया आपका. This is my what is this? This is my y bar.
Alpha.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
This is not alpha. This is y bar. Alpha is in a way alpha, because if I'm not, what is the best price? So technically, what is happening? If I draw this line in a two-dimensional space, I have the price of house going up like this. So let's just assume that I have taken only. I have the sales price. I have square feet. I have taken one variable because I cannot. This is a two-dimensional figure I'm drawing. Now, in the n-dimensional or 5-dimensional, you can think of some ping pong balls which is floating in the room, where each one of the ping pong ball is reflecting some amount of thing. So basically, what it is saying in this case, so when I'm writing that sales price, which is my y, equal to alpha plus beta square feet,
Yes, sir. मिल गया.
अब प्लीज एक बार सीमा के साथ शेयर कर लीजिएगा, ठीक है? And Lokendra, are you able to get it?
Sir, I'm going.
Equation is giving me the mean trend line, right? This is my y hat. Actual y कहीं पे इधर है, right? And this is my, let's say, the mean y bar. तो let's assume, अब आप लोगों को दिखाई दे रहा है स्क्रीन?
दिखाई दे रहा है.
हाँ दिखाई दे रहा है.
Let's say that is my actual y, ठीक है? So this is the value of y that I am getting by estimating using multiple regression. So this difference, and this is if I take the value of Reliance stock over the last 5 days, So this is the mean value, this is the estimated value, this is the actual value, okay? So y less y hat, this is called residual sum of square. Why? Because if you remember, the model is like this: y equal to beta x plus epsilon. So ये वाला है y hat. So y minus y hat क्या होगा is this
Error.
epsilon. This is called residual sum of square. As I said that our objective is to minimize the sum of square of error, right? अच्छा, now this is called the regression जो है, this is called the explained sum of square. Explained क्यों? Because I am actually adding few variable, independent variable, using which I am actually trying to minimize my forecast error. So because अगर मैं पिछले कुछ नंबर का एवरेज ले लेता था, I could have got y bar or the trend value, but I have become much more smarter, and therefore I have included this additional variable which has actually helped me to improve my forecasting ability, and therefore I am able to improve my forecasting ability from here to here. So this is called ESS, explained sum of square. And if you add both of them, what I get is total sum square. Please note, यहाँ पे degree of freedom लिखा है 5. Why? Because y equal to alpha plus beta 1. हम लोग कितना वेरिएबल लिया था? हम लोग पांच वेरिएबल लिया था. So the regression के लिए 5, because I have already estimated 5 regression element, so that's why my degree of freedom is getting lost by 5 number. Residuals is 44. How they are calculating residual? Residual is calculated as n minus k minus 1. What is k? K is 5 in my case. 1 is for the constant alpha. और n, अगर आप देखेंगे, if I look into this file, if I look into this file, you will see if I look in, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many data point I have? I have to give this command count. You will see that I have total number of 50 data point. यहाँ देखिए 50 डेटा पॉइंट आ गया. So 50 minus 4 minus 50 minus 5 minus 1 is 46. That is what I am getting. 44. This is what I am getting over here. Okay. Now this is the sum of square of residual. Okay. This I am going to ask you guys to calculate right now. And this minimum, this mean square is basically this over this, meaning adjusted for the degree of freedom. मतलब ये divided 44 करेंगे तो ये मिलेगा, ये divided 5 करेंगे तो ये मिलेगा. And F statistics, which is saying that whether I should go for y bar or I should go for y hat, that is something which is determined by the F statistics. This is taking value this much. Okay. And here, as you can see, that F statistics is highly significant. And let me show you or tell you some rule of thumb. अगर ये value, so this value is actually 0. You can see E minus 11. इसका मतलब क्या है? Point के बाद there are 11 0 and then this 3. Okay. This means this. It means that if I run the sample, because this is one sample, sample 1, because I have just collected this data from one locality. If I collect this data from different locality, and if I run the regression, let's say 100 times, what it is telling me, this F, significance F, is saying that अगर मैं 100 times ये regression run करता हूँ, out of 100 times, I will find y hat. 100 times is better than y bar. So out of 100 sample, there will be 99.999999 sample where I am getting y bar is better than y hat. Is it clear? Question?
So what is the y bar which we have assumed here?
Y bar is the mean value. I have not
No,
assumed.
sorry. Y hat, what we have taken the value?
Y hat, what is it? That's a very good question. Now y hat is something we are going to now estimate. Y hat. Y hat is equal to this one, right? Plus. Now intercept is constant, so यहाँ पे एक डॉलर साइन लगाना पड़ेगा. Plus this one, this is my beta 1. इधर भी एक डॉलर साइन लगाना पड़ेगा. Beta 1 times what? x1, right? So x1 is this one. Plus beta 2. This is my beta 2 coefficient. I have to keep beta 2 also constant. Times year build plus beta 3. This is again constant. So whenever I'm wanting to put that value which does not change, I have to give that dollar sign. You wanna plus प्लस. आप लोगों को स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is my y hat. So basically ये क्या बोल रहा है? That मान लीजिए in the greater Noida region, I have collected sample for this 50 house, where going by my sample, the cost of the first house should be 1081. ये actual price निकला ये, ठीक है? So if I were to look into the what is the estimated value for all other prices, so basically what I have to do is इसको copy करना है, करके इसको
Just drag it, that's enough.
इसको यहाँ कंट्रोल V करना है, ठीक है? तो ये आ गया आपका So I want to remove this sample temple. So just do it. देखिए आप लोगों को मिल रहा है कि नहीं?
ये y hat है for each sales price.
Yes.
Okay.
Because not each sales, हाँ, each sales price, because क्या है, मान लीजिए you have done survey 50 house का, ठीक है? Survey के on the basis of the survey, in Greater Noida I live in AWHO, कोई Milind lives in another society, Pankaj lives in another society, ऐसे करके there are 19 of us living in different society. आप हर एक society से पूरा सोसाइटी तो नहीं कर पाओगे, आप एक एक प्राइस लेके आए हो, ठीक है, करके यू आर ट्राइंग टू प्रेडिक्ट व्हाट शुड बी द प्राइस ऑफ द हाउस, ठीक है. नाउ एज पर योर डेटा दैट यू हैव कलेक्टेड विच आर बाथ, बेड, लॉट साइज, AWHO में ये होना चाहिए, बट असल में ऑफ कोर्स इट विल बी डिफरेंट बिकॉज यू हैव नॉट कलेक्टेड सैंपल फ्रॉम ऑल द हाउसेस. असल में ये हो रहा है, ठीक है. लेट्स से इन अनदर सोसाइटी पर्सनल एक्चुअल प्राइस ये है, but आपका डेटा according to your data the price is coming this, you know. So what is the error is basically residual. क्या होगा? Residual होगा
Difference.
this ठीक है. तो इसमें आपका जो प्राइस आपने प्रेडिक्ट किया है और एक्चुअल प्राइस में फर्क है सिर्फ 5,153 रुपीज, ठीक है. सो लाइकवाइज आई कैन डू दिस एंड ये आ गया आपका सब रेसिजुअल आ गया, ठीक है. अगर आप इसका सम करते हैं, यू टेक द सम, दिस शुड बी 0 और व्हाट? If I take the sum, what should be the value of the error?
It cannot be 0.
करके देखिए क्या होता है. So let's do the sum. I think it will be 0. Let's see. ये आपका आ गया 0. Why? Because we are minimizing this. We are choosing in a way so that the sum, but sum of square of error will not be 0. This is the error. मतलब ये OLS ऐसे they run the regression so that my error components on average will be 0. You know. Now if I take the sum of square of error, मतलब इसका square ले लेते हैं to the power 2 and then let's say copy, इसको पेस्ट कर देते हैं. अभी यहाँ देखिए मेरा सम स्क्वायर ऑफ एरर कितना आ गया? 1717 1712 761 समथिंग राइट. ये देखिए, दिस इज एग्जैक्टली सिमिलर टू व्हाट दे हैव गॉट. Likewise, if I take this, which I've done now, as y hat, you know, y hat का अगर सम ले लेता हूं, this is y hat square अगर मैं ले लेता हूं, let's say that I इसका अगर स्क्वायर ले लेता हूं, दैट मीन्स दिस वन टू द पावर स्क्वायर एंड इसका सम ले लेता हूं. ये इतना बड़ा हो गया. 13077. Basically this is this one. ये रिग्रेशन का जो सम आएगा it will match, you know. So just आप लोग एक बार करिए, नहीं तो you will not be able to understand.
Can you calculate y as once again?
Can I calculate y hat once again?
Yes, sir.
This is the formula, you do it yourself. What I've done is I've taken intercept. Intercept is this one plus
Minus 958533.
हाँ, उसको आप highlight कर दीजिए, plus 41 times this one square feet plus 492 times year build plus
beta 1 x1 beta 2 x2.
exactly beta 1 x1 beta 2 x2 beta 3 x3 beta 4 x4 beta 5 x5 करके I get the first value. Likewise I get the second value, third value, so on and so forth.
दादा एक बात बताइए,
हाँ बताओ.
हम y मीन का हमारा क्या काम है, मतलब एवरेज ऑफ y, व्हाट
Y-
इज दैट?
y मीन का कोई काम ही नहीं है. y मीन अगर मान लो there can be some situation where this f जो हम लोग कैलकुलेट किया हूँ, मान लो rather than significance of f is coming out to be this one, instead of this, let's say the significance of f is coming 3.83. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Rather than having ये इसका मतलब क्या है, 100 times में 100 times ही y hat is better than y bar, right? But अगर ये f statistics ऐसे बोल रहा है, इसका मतलब y bar is better than y hat. So y bar is easy to calculate. मतलब all I have to do is to take the summation and divide it by the
number of
observations. So it's the average value. लेकिन f statistics बोल रहा है that कौन सा लेने से, y hat या y bar लेने से मेरा forecast error कम होगा. Because ultimately I am in the job of forecasting. I should take that value because y bar is also an estimated value. This is also an estimated value. So should I take y bar or y hat? I should take that value which is basically giving me the minimum forecast error. क्योंकि पैसा तभी बनाओगे जब आपका forecast is near the optimum.
Actual. Yes.
Now let me try to give another example on the basis of क्यों forecast. The question you asked is actually very meaningful because ये जो पैसा लोग म्यूचुअल फंड में लगाते हैं, what they do, आपका एक ट्रेंड लाइन है, ठीक है, which I am calling y bar. This is the importance of y bar, and you have some actual price, you know, y hat, and sorry, this is the estimated price.
Estimated.
And I have the actual price y, you know. तो क्या होता है, when you have I wish we could go there, but basically क्या होता है, you know, when we are talking about the demand and supply of output, you know, so demand of supply of output में supply जो है output का, national income का जो supply है, that is limited. क्यों limited? Because the number of doctors, number of engineers, number of scientists, number of technology that is coming every year, all these are given. It does not change in the short run. What change in the short run is मेरा और आपका consumption. मतलब कल अगर नौकरी चला गया, I can start postponing buying some goods and services, you know. So basically the reason I'm saying this is अगर आपका actual price is more than the, in a very simple way, more than the trend value, you actually comment that you should start selling, and if your actual price is less than the trend value, you should start buying. So this actual price and y hat is again something that you are calculating on the basis of other factors, you know. So in terms of data analytics, you will always find that y hat is always close to actual, because I am incorporating. For instance, Reliance का price घटाक से क्यों increase हो गया? Because all of a sudden they were able to get all this funding for their geo venture from all this venture capitalists, be it BlackRock, be it Vanguard. These are the all foreign investment ventures which are putting their money in Reliance Geo Venture. तो अगर Reliance का मैं Y bar लेता हूँ, they are not able to capture all this other activity in terms of people putting money on Reliance Venture, right? So Y bar will be less than Y hat, but अगर Y hat लेता हूँ, I will be able to actually explain more and more, So the other explanation is going by ये जो ESS by RSS होता है, that is ESS by TSS होता है. This is called R square. Now what is ESS? ESS is, so this is my actual, let's say this is Y star, this is my predicted Y bar, and this is my Y bar. So this difference is, what is this difference? It's error. Okay. What is this difference? This is called ESS, and this total is called total sum of square. So total sum of square में there is a portion which I can explain through regression, which I am calling as explain sum of square. There is going to be a portion which I cannot explain through regression, that is called residual sum of square, which is captured through error. And if I add RSS with ESS, I am getting what is called total sum of square. So why Y bar is needed? Because without Y bar, I cannot say that how much more I can improve compared to the trend line in terms of my prediction. Does it make sense?
Sir, I think I have lost you with this. I was just calculating and I lost you, in terms of discussion.
Okay. Now, were you able to calculate?
Yeah, I did Y hat and I found the difference between Y hat minus the sales price. So I have reached there now. Yeah. So after that, where did we start?
So the question Seema was asking, and this is also there in the first two chapters. And because now we have started working with the data, if you read, hopefully you will understand. But basically, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to do few things. अगर कोई आपको पैसा देता है, let's say your job is to forecast. आपको कब पैसा देगा? If you are able to forecast with a minimum error, right?
Yes.
Because only then you will make money. Okay.
Correct.
Now, आपको क्यों मेरे को पैसा देना है? If I can do my forecasting just by taking the average तो कोई भी ले सकता है. Because these data are average data or price. These are exposed. Exposed मतलब already it is published.
Available.
Available or published, So a class, I think average comes in class 6 or 7, तो क्लास 6 का एक बंदे को पकड़ के मैं बोलता हूँ, बेटा तुम एक काम करो, ये डेटा है, इसका तुम एवरेज लो और मेरे को बताओ कल क्या प्राइस होगा. तो बट इफ आई वेर टू देन रादर डेटा एनालिटिक्स फर्म, वो बोलेगा यार ये तो कोई भी कर सकता है, इसमें मतलब मजा क्या है ही कुछ नहीं. नाउ देयरफॉर आई हैव टू मिनिमाइज my predicting, minimize my forecast error, or I have to maximize my predicting capability. How I maximize my predicting capability? I have to maximize using Y bar, where I look into few other factors, which I am calling as X1, X2, X3, which goes into give me a better predictor, which I am calling Y hat.
Correct. So that's y hat is what we have calculated individually now.
Yes. Now, in spite
Now,
of that, the example I was trying to give to Seema, in spite of, let's say that when you do sampling survey जब होता है, this is called stratified sampling. You know, stratified sampling का मतलब क्या है? That अगर मैं बोलता हूँ तुम्हें बॉस each and every household में जाके sampling करना पड़ेगा, it's not going to happen except for census, and that too happens every 10 years, you know. But you are doing a project, आपको डेटा निकालना है, आप क्या करोगे, आप रिप्रेजेंटेटिव कुछ हाउसहोल्ड ले लोगे, राइट? Rather than going to all the houses, you will take some representative household. So representative household, the example I was trying to give, that if I am actually trying to forecast the price of house price in the Greater Noida region, there are various society I have to go, right? Now, I live in AWHO Housing Society. Professor Milind lives in ATS Paradise करके एक society है. Then there is another professor who lives in Parasnath Society. Someone else is living in Eldeco. ठीक है? Now all these societies.
Dada, if you are writing, it is not visible.
Now I'm not writing. I'm just talking.
अच्छा, okay, okay.
तो अभी लिख रहा हूँ. अभी visible है ना? So let's say that in abhi.
Sir, I just wanted to refrain. So when we discussed about these house prices, here what we have done as a computation is we found the average, we have found the individual y hat also.
Yeah.
So the error as per our definition of the equation is y minus y hat, right?
Exactly. Now y
So
minus y hat. Just give me a second. Because ये एल्डेको सोसाइटी में जो रह रहा है, मैं तो सबका हाउस नहीं लिया हूँ, मैं 2-3 लोगों को पूछ के एस्टिमेट लगाया हूँ. बट ओरिजिनल प्राइस ऑफ एल्डेको सोसाइटी विल बी स्टिल बी डिफरेंट. दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन वाई. दैट इज माई एरर, यू नो. क्योंकि कोई 5 मंजिल पे रहता है, कोई 2 मंजिल पे रहता है, कोई साउथ ईस्ट ओपन फ्लैट में रह रहा है, कोई नॉर्थ वेस्ट ओपन फ्लैट में रह रहा है, यू नो, एंड देयरफॉर द हाउस एक्चुअल हाउस प्राइस विल वैरी.
ठीक है.
आर यू गेटिंग?
हाँ.
प्रणव, आई थिंक Praveen has a question. Yeah.
No, I was just trying to solve the equation.
नहीं, आप पहले इंट्यूशन समझ लो. इंट्यूशन क्लियर हो रहा है कि नहीं?
हाँ, बिल्कुल सर. I got the intuition perfectly on my mind.
So basically क्या हो रहा है? Always, in most of the cases, you'll find y hat less y. Y is the actual price. इसका जो error आता है, let's call this epsilon 1, and y less y bar का जो error आता है, let's say called epsilon 2, you will find invariably this is the case. मतलब अगर मैं y bar लेके कैलकुलेशन करता हूँ, मेरा फोरकास्ट एरर ज्यादा होगा compared to y hat, and that is clearly coming out in terms of ANOVA table, in terms of F-test statistics. Rarely you will find that y bar is actually better than y hat. Rarely. Any other
Nilanjan,
question?
here you want to say that the dependent variable, I mean the independent variables are making an impact on y. That is why there is a difference between actual and estimated, right?
Yeah, all I'm saying that the independent variable are actually able to take me closer.
Impact the value of
take me closer to the actual variable y.
yes.
क्योंकि एवरेज प्राइस लेने से बाकी जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होता है टू एक्सप्लेन एन इवेंट, दैट आई एम नॉट एबल टू कैप्चर, एंड देयरफॉर आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गो दैट क्लोज टू द actual y.
Actual, yeah, my forecasting will suffer.
Yeah, my forecasting value will suffer. Yeah.
Oh,
Any other question? So the rule of thumb is I have to check for the F-test statistics. अगर F-test statistics का p value, this is a very important thing I'm saying. if F test statistics का p value is greater than 0.1, then y bar is a better estimate than y hat. Agar if it is less than 0.1, then y hat is a better predictor than y bar.
I think here all the p values are less than 1. This is the exercise which we have done.
Let's see. यहाँ देखिए, these are my p value. नहीं, this is
Screen
greater
is
than.
not shared.
Is less than 1, no?
नहीं,
I'm able to see.
आप lot size देखो, bed size देखो, and bath size देखो. You're not able to see the screen?
Yes, able to see.
ये देखिए. Seema, are you able to see the screen?
No, I cannot.
No, it is coming, Seema.
I can see.
Look
You
at
can
the.
see.
Sir, I can see.
Yeah, I think Seema some issue with your side.
Maybe. Trying.
आप देखो
Just refresh.
lot size, bed size, and bath size.
Yes.
इधर
Now I can see.
हाँ, यहाँ पे p value is greater than 0.1.
Oh, you're talking greater than 0.1. Okay.
हाँ.
I thought it was point. I thought you were talking about 1.
नहीं, 1 से तो कम
Greater than
होगा ही.
point.
Now this is a very interesting thing which just now said, Praveen said. Can it be greater than 1? Can the p value be greater than 1? Can the p value be greater than 1?
I'm not sure how p value is calculated actually.
More importantly, what is p value? P value is a probability value,
Probability, yeah.
and probability
So
can
probability will be between 0 and 1.
to 1. It can never be greater than 1. Okay. Now coming to the next thing, what does probability value means? And this is the most important part of the data analysis. So listen very carefully. Probability means that out of 100 times, how many times? Because all the null hypothesis is, this null hypothesis is any individual factor is not impacting my dependent variable. So null hypothesis is square feet is equal to 0, year built is equal to 0, lot size 0, bed size 0, bath size 0. What it is meaning? That is my null hypothesis. Alternate क्या होगा? Alternate is HA. These are not equal to 0. So you can always say, Nilanjanda, ये जो coefficient आया है, these are not 0. None of them are 0. ठीक है? But ये p value बोल रहा है that out of 100 times, कितना times this will take value in case of square feet 41. Let me repeat one more time. ये p value is telling me out of 100 times how many times this will take value either 0 or it will take value 41 times. If p value is 0, it is saying out of 100 times 0 times it will take value 0, and 100 times it will take value 41. Agar p value is 0.11, like what we have seen in the case of lot size, it is saying out of 100 times 100 less 11 is how much? 89. 89 times it will take value 902, and remaining 11 times it will take value 0. But in the case of statistical analysis, we don't consider anything which is greater than 0.1, and therefore although out of 100 times 89 times it is taking value 902, we still accept the null, saying that the lot size does not have any implication in terms of explaining the price of house.
Please explain this once more, Dada.
Okay.
Maybe with some other variable.
Okay, so let's say I'm talking about square feet. I'm talking about year build. Year build आपको दिखाई दे रहा है?
Yes.
What is the null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is saying year build does not influence my y, meaning that I have my y equal to alpha plus beta year build. Null hypothesis is saying h beta is equal to 0. Alternate is saying h a beta is not equal to 0. Okay? अगर बीटा 0 हो जाता है तो क्या इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब है
year
build
is
not influencing. Is 0.
हाँ.
That means year build does not have any power to explain the variation in y.
Right.
Because what is beta? Beta is saying that if year build increased by 1 unit, how much y is going to increase? What beta is saying? Beta is saying that if year build is increasing by 1 unit, how much my y is going to increase? है ना?
Yes.
अगर ये बीटा ही 0 होता है तो इसका मतलब क्या है? ईयर बिल्ड का कोई इफेक्ट ही नहीं है ऑन वाई.
नहीं.
So in terms of statistical analysis, if my probability p value of the coefficient that I am estimating, so these are the estimated coefficient, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, right? So if the p value of the estimated coefficient is greater than 0.1, then we say that this particular variable is not impacting y. Okay? So in this case, the only variable which matters, although we have taken so many other variables, the only variables which are statistically significant is square feet, is year build. These are the only two variables which are statistically significant, which means although the p-value is 0.11, 0.77, in terms of statistical exercise, this is not influencing the price of my sales price of my house. So given the sample we have chosen, we can actually drop some of this variable.
So if it is greater than 0.1, then we drop that variable. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
It makes no significance in terms of analysis. That's what the idea is.
So in that case, we actually accept the null. And what the null is saying, that beta is equal to 0. Beta hat is equal to 0.
For those variables only.
For those variables where the p-value is greater than 0.1, we say that those variables are statistically not significant in terms of explaining the variation in my y.
So are we saying that in this particular example, the lot size, beds and bath has less significance?
Not less significant, it's not significant at all.
It's not significant at all.
At
That
10%.
means we are only considering square feet and year build to just find out the sales price.
Yes. So only factor which is, so let's say now you are writing a report, okay? You are writing a report for some KPMG type firm. So आप ऐसे regression run किए and you are saying that these factors are not significant. So all you can say is at 10% level of significant, because this 1 is greater than 10. Why 0.1? Because you are saying that if you read any research paper, I'm sure that you will going to start read some research papers, or for that matter, if you look into the report, Sima, which I've shared with you, that how to write a report, you will find that typically when the analysis is done, as a researcher or as a modeler or as a forecaster, I am not interested in the variable which is not statistically significant at 10% level. Ideally, one should consider the variable which is statistically significant only at 1% level, or at most 5% level, you know. Then you can say that these variables are actually impacting the price of the house. So in this case, if I say which one of the variable is significant at 5% level and which one of the variable is significant at 1% level, what would be your answer? देख के बताइए. Which one of the variable among these 5 variables is statistically significant at 1% level? And which one of the variable, and 1% level का मतलब क्या है? One more time, out of 100 times, 99 times, I will observe the value of that coefficient to be what is given here. That means 1% level. 5% means out of 100 times, of sampling, because this sampling जो मैं Greater Noida में किया हूँ, I can repeat this sampling for Faridabad, I can repeat this sampling for, let's say, Gurgaon or some other area. So basically it's saying, अगर मैं ये sampling करता हूँ 100 times, 95 times, irrespective of which area I am doing this sampling, this particular variable will be statistically significant. So check the p-value and tell me which one of the variable is significant at 5% level and which one of the variable is significant at 1% level.
At 1% year build.
1% is no. अगर 1% year build होता, p value कितना होता? Less than 0.01 होता. ये देखिए यहाँ पे 0.018 है. ये अगर 0.009 होता, then it is significant at 1%. This is significant at 1% because this is 0. You see, square feet is significant at 1%. This is significant at 2% level because इसका जो value है, this is less than 2, 0.02. Okay. So I'm going to be giving you a little bit work, which is in the next class when you come, because I've already shared the data. I'll share this video also. आप मेरे को question पूछ लीजिए, because next class what is expected from 3 of you is you have to collect some data and you have to explain me the way I've explained. And for your reference, you can check any book, but preferably first 2 chapters of Gujarati. So next class you will be doing the talking, I will be listening on the basis of the data that you collect. Because otherwise I will keep on talking, I will keep on talking, and you will not be able to pick up. So I'm giving you another chance. Please ask me any question if you have on this particular subject. So next class, what I want you to do is you collect the data and replicate what we did in this class, just like this. 3 of you.
Sure.
For today's class, you have shared only one Excel sheet, right, sir?
I have shared one Excel sheet. I will also share this video file also. Record करके आपको भेज दूँगा. अभी देखिए कोई क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ लीजिएगा.
So we have to just get.
So let me conclude by repeating what we did in this class.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ, एक क्यों? अब 1000 क्वेश्चन पूछिए.
सर नल हाइपोथेसिस अगर कहता है कि बीटा की वैल्यू 0 है और अगर एक बार भी आपने जस्ट जो बोला 1% और 5%, if it happens one time, then we accept or reject.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Achha, let me write it one more time. Let's say that I have considered only two variables, beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2. Okay? Now I have run the regression, and what I've got is I've got a value for this as, I'm just giving an example, 2.20. इसका मेरे को मिला है 3.12, इसका मिला है मेरे को 4. In a very simple term, what does 3.12 means? That agar x increase by 1 unit, how much my y is going to increase. Okay? But basically what the null hypothesis is saying, null hypothesis is saying that beta 1 is equal to 0, and what is my alternate? If you open any standard textbook, this is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 means it can affect both positive way or negative way. That's why it is saying not equal to 0, because it can take either positive beta value or it can take negative beta value. Okay? Likewise, so what I just now said, once I run the regression, I have to look into the p-value. Agar p-value is greater than 0.10, if the p-value is greater than 0.10, matlab, let's say my p-value is coming out 0.22. Okay? That means that out of 100 times, 88 times, I will find the value of beta 1 to be 3.12. Okay? But in terms of statistical analysis, people say, or the researchers say, that we are not interested in p-value with such higher p-value. I should take p-value only if and only if this is less than 0.10, or preferably this is less than 0.1. So if this is less than 0.1, this is significant at 1% level. If it is less than this thing, this is significant at 5% level. Sorry, this is at 10% level. और अगर ये ऐसा है तो this is significant at 5% level. Okay? So although that 5% level में 95% of the time are reported in terms of significant at 10% level, 5% level, or 1% level. Is it clear?
And how it is fixed? Like why it is 1, in which cases it is 5?
In which cases? Which?
Like, shall we go for all 3 or any one we should select?
You don't go for all 3 ना. आपको तो वैसे ही दिखाई दे रहा है. अब you open the file. If you open the file, you will see that we have calculated the p-value. The p-value तो वैसे ही आ जाता है.
हाँ.
तो p-value तो already दिया हुआ है. On the basis of the p-value, you choose which one of the variable is statistically significant.
Okay.
So in the example that we did, you will find only, I think, square feet and lot size. These are the only 2 variables which are statistically significant. Which is basically saying that this is impacting my sales price. बाकी जो variable लिया हूँ, those are not statistically significant. So we report those variables, but we say that we don't think they are going to cause much difference.